Hello, my lovely Sagittariuses. Welcome to a reading of September the 10th through the 16th, 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. If you're new to my channel, welcome. We love to have more people join us in this community. And if you are not new to my channel, I would really love your feedback on these readings for this week, because I was guided to do it differently. I was guided to give more card explanations and to do things slightly different. So my plan, of course, is I will give you some oracle cards that kind of set the energy. I'm going to do your actual card reading. And at the very end, I'm going to give you 3 messages or 3 themes as your takeaways that you can either just contemplate and think about, or that you can work with those energies for the week. Okay. Now, one of the things I do want to stress is that we still have 6 planets in retrograde. Venus has now gone direct. Mercury is still in retrograde. We're like halfway through that Mercury retrograde cycle. Okay. Now, Mercury in retrograde affects our communications. It affects electronics. It affects travel. It affects, computers and electronics. So when we are in this energy, it is really vital and important that we slow down, that we really think about the things that we're doing. Don't be on automatic pilot, okay? You really need to think about what you're doing. When you're communicating with someone, if it's an important message you really want them to hear, you need to make sure that you have their undivided attention, and make sure that you communicate from your heart, right? And from your throat chakra, which is the energy that we are working through for this last week. Now, some of the things that you might want to think about is, if you are planning to travel, make sure that you have your plans completely solidified. Like, don't wait, don't think, oh, I've traveled a million times. Make sure that all your plans are set. Make sure you have a ride to and from the airport if you plan to do that. Make sure that when you go to the airport, there's parking there. I actually had that happen to me at Las Vegas Airport. I typically always park in the economy parking, and that at that time they were not allowing the public to park in the economy parking because they were using that for their employees. So that kind of threw me for a loop, because then I ended up having to use long-term parking, and it cost me an arm and a leg because I was gone for 3 weeks. So just double check all of your plans, okay? Some of the things, now I've been writing down all of these energies that are associated with retrograde, because it starts with RE. And then what happens is we're looking back on all the things within our lives so that we can get a refresh, regroup, redo, rebuild, refuel, rebirth, revisit, reflect, realign. Okay. And then my 2 favorite is relax, because we don't ever typically get enough of relaxation. And the other is rejoice. We definitely could use some rejoicing, right? Just to allow that energy just to fill us up, to help us plug through this week and into when all the planets realign and go back to direct status. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling your cards. I am going to get myself off the screen. And the reason why is because when I'm talking with you, I feel like I need to make eye contact. And what I really would like is for you to be able to visually see the cards more clearly. So if I take myself off and put the cards as center stage, you're going to still hear the explanation of the cards. You're just going to be able to see the cards more clearly. At the end, I'll bring myself back on and then I'll do the last three cards that I spoke about. That's going to, you know, help you reset or help you, you know, give you a message, a parting message for the last three cards. Okay, so I'm going to move this guy over here. And then I am going to take myself off of here. There we go. Okay. So I've already shuffled your cards. Everything's ready to go. Now it's just me laying them all out. Okay, so just give me a minute to do that. Just go ahead. What I'd like for you to do is just breathe and ground. Oh, what a beautiful card. All right, and your last row. So I'm doing this just a wee bit different than I have in the past because this is what Spirit has told me I'm supposed to do. Great cards. Wow, this looks great, Sagittarius. Okay, so your first card says, my greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. I think that is an amazing message because a lot of times we get balled up, right? We get all hung up on trying to impress or trying to live up to other people's expectations. And really, I feel what Spirit has been sharing with me in terms of our lessons, in the terms of where we are going as humanity and as a species and all those other things. Yeah, I have kind of, you know, I have that OCD issue thing going, sorry, is that we care about what other people think about us. And it really takes a long time, I feel, to get to a point where you become very comfortable in your own skin. And I think that if you hold yourself to high integrity, and if you hold yourself to coming from a place of truth, it really shouldn't matter what other people think of you, right? It really shouldn't. What really matters and who you truly need to impress is yourself, right? That's my feeling about it. Okay, so just to give you an outline, this column here is what's leading you up to your week. This is your present experience in the week of September the 10th. And then this is stuff that you're working towards or going to be manifesting coming up for you, okay? All your cards look amazing. You don't have anything here that is telling me that you need to be worried about anything specifically. Okay, so your first card that I'm going to read for you is this Knight of Wands. Knights in tarot are our action takers. Now, he is also the Knight of Wands. So wands have to do with our inspiration, our creativity, our passions, our motivation, and our intuition. This card is telling you, get busy, get off your butt, stop thinking about things, and start doing. That's what this card's about. The Magician card is an excellent card. The Magician card is a card of, let's see if I can get this on here so you see it better, is a card of major arcana. To me, that means that you've been working through this energy for a while and will continue to work on this energy for a while. But it looks as though you're on the other side, like you've already went past your halfway point. So while you'll still be working with these energies, specifically for this week, this is in your past position, but I don't feel as though it has completely left you. It's kind of like us going direct, having Venus go direct. We're still going to feel the effects of that energy for a little bit, okay? Now, the beauty of the Magician is that the magician is about mastery. It is about expertise. It's about training. It could very well be that you're going to be taking some classes of some kind. You may be taking some self-study, or you're going to be obtaining some type of professional advice from someone, from this magician. Okay. Now the thing is he has all the tools already. If you look, he's got his cups, his pentacles, his wands, and his swords, right? And what he's doing is he's bringing down his information of how to utilize all those tools from above to below. So if you look, he's like reaching up to spirit and grounding that energy to him. And when he does that, all this beautiful abundance comes in. Okay. So you're going to be utilizing all the tools that you have. You have the knowledge, and that's what this is confirming. Now, we also have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, if you look at her, she has her arms crossed over her heart, right? And you can tell it's dark out, the moon is out, right? And moons actually do have specific meaning in tarot. It typically is about mysteries, providing light in the darkness, innovation, staying on your path, really. It's about the hero's journey, right? And the need to work from the darkness into the light. Now the twos mean there's choices, and the swords represent our minds, how we think about things, how we express our thoughts and our ideas, how we just communicate with one another, and how we make decisions, okay? So it looks like you might have had a decision that you had to make. You were kind of doing it kind of blind. You were protecting yourself while you were making this decision, right? But the other part of it is I feel like whenever we get to a place where we're separating ourselves or protecting our heart space, and she's got this blindfold on, so that kind of tells me that you kind of went into it blind. She can so easily put those swords down and take off that blindfold. And if she realized where she was, her true journey is to go over to this island over here, because that's the island of where she's manifesting and creating, using her magician energy, a new reality for herself, a new path for herself. But right now, she looks like she just is in a position of needing to make a decision. And my suggestion to you would be, if you make a decision and it feels as though you don't really know whether or not it's going to be the right or the perfect decision for you, bite it off in little baby steps. Like, what can you do now that will allow you to make the best decision for you? Okay. So that's kind of the energy that's building up to this specific week. And then we tap into this horse spirit energy. And this is talking about freedom. Freedom is yours. And look at the number, 33. Now that's a master number, 33. I don't have the information right now as to what 33 represents, but I know it is a master number, so that's a beautiful thing. And it feels as though, once again, we're tapping into this freedom energy, right? We're talking about my greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think. And this is reaffirming that. So not only did you have that energy leading up to this specific week, but you're going to be working through this freedom card this week as well, okay? Now, your first card is the Ace of Cups. Now, cups have to do with our emotions, how we feel about things, our relationships, whether or not we listen to our inner voice. this right here is showing you that your cup is running over. Your emotions are going to be really activated this next week, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful blessing for you. The aces in tarot have to do with new concepts or new points of view, and that could very much be in line with the direction that you're heading, right? Because we end up going from this Ace of Cups with this Two of Wands, which is progression steps, right, to this Empress. So this cup this card is a beautiful card because again, it's a gift from God for one thing, and you've got peace, this peace dove in here, right? So as your cup spills over, when your cup is full, you have enough to give to others. And that's kind of the message that I pick up with this. This Two of Wands, if you look at this gentleman is holding the world in his hand. He is in a castle, right? He's in this castle and he's looking out over his land. So it feels to me as though he feels as though he's accomplished a lot of things in his life. One of these wands here is solidified here, right? So this is something that's in his past. But this one right here is, I feel as though he is making decisions onto whether or not he wants to stay where he is in his comfortable little castle there, or if he actually wants to go out and adventure. This card is associated with travel. This card is associated with options that really light our passions, right? So it could be that you're going to go somewhere, you're going to go blaze a trail, right? That's what this energy is here. And then for this week, you end up with this Empress energy. Now, she's one of my favorite because she knows everything there is to know about abundance and manifestation. If you look at her, she's very comfortable. She's wearing opulent clothes. She's got this comfy little thing she's sitting on, right? And she's got this water running through. And it looks like a waterfall, right? So running water like this in the tarot represents infinite abundance, is really what it represents. And then the other thing is she's got two crowns. She's got this top crown that has got these 12 stars on it, which I think could represent the 12 signs of the astrology, or it could represent 12 months of the year. And then she's got this wreath around her head as well. So she is all about abundance and comfort and creating. And this is just a freaking awesome card. So it looks like you're going to be stepping into your own mastery, into you being this Empress. I feel like this energy is yours. Okay. And then as we look forward, this card right here is talking about manifesting. So once again, manifesting abundance and all of that with the Empress. Then you have this manifesting is my superpower card. Now, to me, a master manifester is someone who realizes that your actions, your thoughts, even your non-actions are choices that you're making that are unfolding on your path, right? And this card also represents that you're in a powerful position to manifest at this time. And it doesn't really, it really doesn't ask you to really have to do anything out of the ordinary. But the one thing that it does do is it tells you to be careful of where you direct your focus, okay? because you don't want to focus on your fears. Because if you focus on your fears, you being the manifestor powerhouse that you are, you'll manifest that. So try to keep your thoughts and intentions positive. Visualize that you're ready to receive, okay? And just your mantra to yourself could be, I am a master of manifestation, right? Because the more that you state that to yourself, the more you will believe it. And the more that you believe it within yourself is what really helps you elevate your manifestation levels. Then we have the Page of Swords. So again, the swords have to do with our expression of our ideas, our mind, how we look at things. Pages have to do with either a younger person, which could represent someone that you will be in contact with, communication with, working with, something along those lines, mentoring, something like that. But this is all mental stuff. But the other thing that pages represent are messengers. They typically, pages in tarot, typically were assigned to the king as couriers, and their responsibility were to, take messages, on behalf of the king. That's what their job was. So it could be that you're waiting on a message, something that is going to really make you think about a direction that you may be wanting to go, something along those lines. However, whatever it is, I feel like it's a step up, right? A progression. Similarly to this group, because this is the ace and then this is the 2. You've got your page and then you've got your knight. Okay, so that tells me that you're taking steps up, that you're moving up, that you're progressing. And this knight is the Knight of Swords. Now, this Knight of Swords, knights have to do with taking action. This has to do with the way that he's thinking. And he is just going full throttle. He is just going after what he wants, right? He's not even giving thought. He's just acting. So I feel like whatever these decisions are that you're making right here with this 2, as well as with this 2, right? Because you've got 2 2s here, the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. When you make your decision and if you go full throttle forward, you are going to really create some really wonderful stuff that you're going to be manifesting, because this card right here is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune has to do with evolving, because that wheel is constantly moving, right? It's constantly moving. And we all are on that wheel, meaning that we start a journey, we start a chapter, we start a project, we start anything. And then when we complete it, which is what this 10 represents, we're at a completion. This is telling us that there's a new opportunity coming in for you. And that new opportunity could be associated with whatever all this thinking is about. But this wheel is telling us that whatever it is, it's going to be an improvement for you. So get ready to act upon that. Okay? This reading looks amazing. I'm really excited for your week. I would really love it if you would please be so kind as to let me know how you like this new spread. But I'm going to go ahead and get myself back on here. Hi. I'm moving myself over there. I like myself on the right. I don't know. Maybe because I'm right-handed. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do for your reading is we're going to pull 3 cards from the Tea Leaf Tarot. And you can use these as your mantras for the week. You can use these as something just to meditate on, however you want to utilize this. So your first card is the Boat. Interesting. money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. Ooh, that sounds prosperous. Money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. And then you've got a shield. It says you need to defend yourself. Now, for me, when I see a card about defense, basically what that is telling me is that I either need some type of a spiritual protection, which I typically use the white light. I bring down the white light and have it completely surround my space, right? All the way around me. And that only the energy that is going to be for my highest and best do I allow into that space, right? So whatever this is, it could be very well that if you are getting an inheritance, you might have to fight for that inheritance. I hope that's not the case, but, and then your last card is the shark. And the shark says, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Wow, wow, wow. Now, I can't make this up, right? This is amazing. I would be real curious as to what these cards mean to you. So if you know how to get a hold of me, actually, I'm just going to tell you my email address is info@dawnwilliamstarot.com. I would love to hear how this manifests for you. Okay, thank you so much for being here. As always, like and subscribe and share with your friends. I hope that you found this interesting. I certainly found this really interesting, and I love this layout. I hope you do too. Until next time, take very good care of you and be well. Cheers.